Hi guys, how are you? This is Paula Ripoll, your emotion code practitioner. Today I'm here again because I have started reading the emotion code book and today I will continue. Last time, before yesterday, I have started reading. I have said that I will be reading from every day. I will do one day, I will read, and the other day I will do energy healing. So today I will read and we will continue. Well, people that follows me knows what is emotion code. Perhaps someone that will start following me does not know what is emotion code. I will tell you, emotion code is an energy healing technique that I use, and I used to work with people that has physical discomfort in the body. Sometimes it's no, sometimes a lot of times is also this type of that is not physical discomfort, that is more emotional discomfort, and also with blockage. People that feel that the money is not arriving, that they feel block of abundance, or they feel block of love, or they feel that they don't have abundance of health. No, I'm not Italian. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? Tell me. It's the first time I see you here. No, I'm not Italian. Oh, you are from USA. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So we have the same hour. That's nice. How are you tonight? You know, I have a start reading the book, and I have a start reading this book, this emotion code book. And today I will continue reading the book because I think it's very nice. Actually, it's a book, I mean, anybody pay me to do this. I do this because I really love to do this. I'm an emotion code practitioner. I love being an emotion code practitioner. Finding this book, that is the first thing I found, it has changed my life like that. It has changed my life. And then I got certified. And I work with a lot of people all over the world. I love doing this. It's beautiful because it works awesome. Something I love about this technique is that you don't need to dig. We search for the top emotions that are not making you feel happy. I work with people that wants to have a more happy, healthy, and wealthy life. That's it. You know? So it's a beautiful technique, and I'm reading the book because some people is very curious when I do. Oh, you feel depressed. Oh, tomorrow will be very happy to work with you. Very, very happy. I will connect tomorrow at the same time. Every day I'm connecting here in Periscope at 10 o'clock. I'm doing Instagram also every day. In Instagram, I connect at 9 o'clock. So my Instagram is, you see my name here, Paula LC Ripoll. That's my Instagram account. You can follow me if you want. And yeah, I will be very happy to work with you and to give an energy healing session. In Periscope, now I'm working only in English. But in Instagram, if people that connect speaks English, I will do it in English. I will do all the energy healing in English. But if people that I have speaks Spanish, for example, every people that was today in Instagram, they were Spanish speakers. So I did the Periscope, the Instagram in Spanish. So, but if you, I'm not doing Instagram Saturday and Sunday. Periscope, yes. Instagram, no. So any day in the week you can follow me on Instagram, and I will be very happy to work with you. And if not, tomorrow I'm going to do energy healings here. I will connect every day. I'm connecting here 10 o'clock Central Time. Perhaps some days it can be 10 to 10:05. Like today it was like 10:05. Why? Because I'm finishing Instagram, and then from Instagram I'm logging in the computer, because Instagram I do with my telephone, but here I log in with the computer. So I will be very happy to help you. And you will see, if you feel depressed, you will feel very good after the session. I'm very happy, and I will be very happy to help you. So I will continue reading. So what I was explaining is something important before I read again that I want to say. Sometimes I'm reading and then I express my personal opinion. But that is my personal opinion, okay? I read, and if I stop, if I make a break, It's because I want to express myself, but that is my opinion. It's not the opinion of Dr. Bradley Nilsson, who's the person that wrote the book and who is the person that has created the emotion code and the body code. Okay, so what is a trap emotion? Okay, as much as we would like to forget some of the emotionally difficulty times we have been through, the influence of these events may stay with us in the form of trap emotions. Sometimes we can consciously recall the challenging events, and sometimes we cannot. Whether you remember a painful event or not doesn't actually matter, because your subconscious mind does remember, and we can access that information by using the emotion code. Many people who have been through extreme trauma have blocked out years of their lives and remember almost nothing, but the emotion code allows us to bypass the conscious mind completely. Instead, we access vital information about trap emotions from the subconscious mind. Each time you trap an emotion, you get stuck in the middle of whatever traumatic event you were experiencing. So instead of moving beyond your angry movement or a temporarily bout with grief or depression, you retain this negative emotional energy with your body, potentially causing significant physical and emotional stress. Most people are amazed to find that their emotional baggage is more literal than they had imagined. Trap emotions actually consist of well-defined energies that have a shape and form, although they are not visible, but they are very real. Okay, in my words, I will tell you, trap emotions is negative energy. It's negative energy that has the size of an orange, and it gets lodged in different parts of our body. And it has a specific vibration. For example, when you can trap the emotions, well, when you have been through a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, perhaps your immune system was low, you were feeling sad or depressed. And what happened? Perhaps you were, let's see, I'm going to say, imagine that you are feeling very sad and you are sitting in a restaurant and it's a couple there in other table and they are fighting. I mean, it's a lot of anger there and also it's a lot of sadness there, and you can absorb that. That is absorbed trap emotion. It's not yours, but you absorb from other person. Or perhaps you are at work and your boss is not feeling happy and you can absorb that. Or perhaps it's yours. Perhaps you are having a relationship, a loving relationship, and that day you fight with your girlfriend or with your boyfriend, and you were not feeling very good that day, and that anger that you feeling that perhaps was traumatic, your body absorbed. Remember that we are energy. Everything is energy. Emotions, positive and negative, is energy. So we trap and we lodge the emotions in difficult parts of our body. And then these emotions, they start creating different things. Perhaps physical discomfort. And one day you start feeling like you have like a back pain or emotional discomfort. And one day you start feeling very sad. And you say, why I'm feeling sad? I used to be a very happy person. Or you feel depressed. Or you feel a lot of anger, you know? Or also it could be that you have other issues, other imbalances in your body, like your stomach is not happy, or your nose, or your lungs, or whatever, you know? That is related with trap emotion. So let's continue. It says, here is an example. Nell's resentment. In this story, a Canadian teacher shares how a difficult situation resulted in a trap emotion that stayed with him, impacting his life in a negative way. Okay, a number of years ago, when I was teaching school, the principal and I just did not get along well at all. We fought almost from a day, one over one other topic. She was extremely vicious, vindictive, and immaculating in every way, shape, and form. Finally, about January of the school year, I bailed out. I saw my doctor and I went to stress leave. He said, take some time off and regroup and recuperate. So I did that for about 3 months. And at the end of the 3 months, I went back to the school board with a clean bill and health, but with a proviso from the doctor that I was not to be put back into the same situation with this rather nasty principle. So anyway, the feelings surrounding her and that whole situation would never leave. They would well up often, and I would ruminate on the situation, thinking about it. And I would feel my blood pressure rising, and I would feel the anger and resentment building up within me about the way I had been treated and the fact that she never had any disciplinary measures ever, even though she had a history of being rather sinister. If you will, to teachers who disagree with her approach to principalship. Anyway, this went on for 2 years. I couldn't sleep at night because I would be bent out of shape from all negative feelings I was carrying. We were visiting Southern California and went and saw Dr. Bradley Nelson. By the way, I haven't said that Dr. Bradley Nelson is a chiropractor. So they visit Dr. Bradley Nelson and went to his clinic. And he released this feeling of resentment. And when he did so, I actually felt something leave me. And from that point forward, even though I still don't like the woman, I don't have the negative feelings as the rising blood pressure, the anger, the resentment, which have pursued me for several years. So that's the story of an emotional blockage gone with these principles and the emotion code that Dr. Brad teach. So this is an example. Let's say it says your future held hostage. Do you ever felt that you are struggling under the weight of something that you can't quite put your finger on? Perhaps your life is not turning out how you had hoped. Perhaps your attempts to from lasting relationships and never seem to work. You may wish that certain events in your past had never occurred, but feel powerless to move beyond them. You may even have an uneasy feeling that your present is being held hostage by your past in some vague and indefinable way. Let's see. This is another story. Jennifer's self-sabotage. It says, Jennifer's experience is a good example of how trap emotions can get in your way. She was my daughter's close friend, a fun-loving college student with a bright future. On her way home for the summer, she stopped by to visit her family. Her college life was going well, but she expressed concern that events from her past still troubled her, and she wondered if she was suffering from trap emotions. She told me that she had been involved in a tumultuous relationship with a young man the year before, and that since the failure of that stormy relationship, she felt the stink of insecurity every time she met someone new. She had unfound fear of commitment that she couldn't overcome, and she seemed to unintentionally sabotage every potential relationship she began. I test her. How Dr. Brad tests her? Well, Dr. Brad does muscle testing. I will be talking also about muscle testing. So that's what he says. I test her. Okay, let's see. I decide to help her learn to treat herself so she could continue release her own trap emotions and not need to rely on me. She quickly and easily learned the emotion code and proceeds to find several trap emotions in her body. Most notably, the emotion of creative insecurity. This particular emotion arises from a lack of confidence about creating things, painting a picture, starting a new job, or entering into a new relationship, for example. Jennifer had experienced this emotion in her prior relationship, and it had become trapped within her. She was able to release the creative insecurity trap emotion, along with a few other trap emotions from her body within a few minutes, and then continue her drive home. A few days later, she called to tell me that she felt an amazing difference, a noticeable improvement in her ability to articulate her thoughts and express herself in the company of a particular young man whom she was dating. Previously, she had felt intimidated and shy around him, but after releasing her trap emotions, she felt confident and very much at ease. Months later, she continued to watch their relationship grow, and she felt certain that she would have sabotaged it if she had not released her trap emotions. Getting rid of your trap emotions can help you in the same way. You too can overcome the obstacles of your past and bring new life to your marriage and other familiar and personal relationships. When you are free of your trap emotions, you will likely find yourself feeling more secure and more motivated and liberated to create the relationships, career, and life you always wanted. People frequently sense that they are somehow burdened by their past emotions, but they don't seem to know how to get over them. The traditional approach in Western society is general to talk about the past and discuss coping mechanism with therapists. While this is often helpful and can save lives, it does not address the trap emotions directly, which means that the true root of the problem remains. Trap emotions often drive people to self-medicate in various ways. You may find yourself working long hours, using drugs or drinking, thrill-seeking, or trying to solve everyone else's problems. Many people fail to perform up their ability and have difficulty making their life work as they should. Oftentimes, the underlying cause of the frustration is a trap emotion from the past event that they may not realize is sabotaging their efforts. The next story is a perfect example of how this can happen. Okay, now I will give my personal opinion, and my personal opinion is this one. Well, always Dr. Brad says that releasing and cleaning creative insecurity is very important. And here, in this example that I'm reading that he wrote, again, he is saying, it's important to create to clean creative insecurity when you are going to start something new. Perhaps you want to start a new business, a new job, a new relationship. Perhaps you are going to start like doing videos, but you feel nervous. So clean the creative insecurity. How you can clean the creative insecurity? You can take a magnet and clean your governor meridian, and you will just release the creative insecurity. If you want to learn how to do this yourself, believe me, if you read the book, you will learn how to do it. Because something I love of Dr. Brad, I will tell you, I have been studying different energy healing modalities for a long time. I have been practicing different modalities, and to learn almost all modalities, at least that I have found, you need to pay. You know, I mean, you need to pay, even that you want only to use for yourself. That's it, for yourself. You need to pay, and they're quite expensive. Something that I love of Dr. Brad is he has received a vision from the creator. That's the reason that he wrote the emotion code, and he has discovered the heart wall. Other day I will talk about the heart wall. But something that is awesome is that if you want to work with the emotion code in yourself and in your family, only reading the book, you will learn how to do it. And you will learn how to do it for yourself and for your family and for your friends if you want. Obviously, if you want to help more people in the world, that will be awesome, because we are not a lot of practitioners all over the world. I can tell you that we are like more than 3,000 or 5,000 practitioners all over the world, something like that, that we do emotion code. So obviously, if you say, okay, I want to learn because I'm an energy healer and I want to learn something else, well, you need to go through the certification process. But if you are not an energy healer, you are like a person that perhaps you're an architect and you want, because you love and it's something is your passion, you want to do it. Yeah, you can, and you want to work on this, well, then you need obviously to do the certification. But if not, that's something I love, you know, because it's something that if you only want to help yourself and the people you love, you don't need to go through the certification. You read the book, you learn how to do it, and you start working in yourself. And believe me, if you work with yourself, you are going to experience huge change. So that is something I really love. When I bought the book and I was reading the book, I was not expecting that. I mean, yes, I have read the reviews. I remember I read the reviews in Amazon, because everything I buy, I like to read the reviews, no? Even if I hire a service with a person, I will read the reviews. So I was reading the reviews of the book, and the book was having very good reviews. So I thought, well, I'm going to buy the book and I will read the book. Oh my God, it's awesome. So let's see the other example, and it's easy to do it. Really, it's easy. It takes practice, but it's easy. Everyone we can learn, and everyone can do it. So then the other example, it says, Julia, the court reporter. Julia was going to school to become a court reporter, and she was excited about her job prospects. Court reporters learn to type on a specialized phonetic machine, and they have to type very rapidly and accurately to record everything said in the courtroom. Julia did fine in class, but whenever she had to take an examination, she would fail. She was very worried, and she had failed the test 3 times and was afraid that her next examination would be her last chance to pass. I tested her to see if there was a trap emotion that might be influencing her behavior in the testing situation, and her answer and the answer her body gave was yes. In her case, the trap emotion was discouragement. When she was 15 years old, she had gone through a difficult time when her parents were divorcing. She had experienced overwhelming discouragement, which had become trapped in her body. In the testing situation with the pressure on, the trap emotion of discouragement would sabotage her performance. We released the trap discouragement, and she sailed through her next test feeling relaxed and confident, and received a nearly perfect score. Julia had no idea that her parents' divorce on her old feelings about it could be affecting her negative in the present. I mean, trap emotions affect us, and sometimes we don't have idea. I mean, we work with the subconscious mind. Doing this, we work with the subconscious mind, and this is beautiful. Why? The conscious mind, perhaps in this example, could say to Julia, okay, yes, Julia, but you are not studying enough, you know? No, trap emotions that are sometimes blocking you to do something, to reach a goal, to move further, or that they can create physical discomfort. Here, this is a very nice example, you see? So, in the same way that effects of the wind are felt rather than seen, Trap emotions are invisible, yet can exert a powerful influence upon you. It is my experience that a significant percentage of self-sabotage, physical illness, and emotional difficulties are actually caused by these unseen energies. The next story is a powerful illustration of this. Okay, here's another example. I think that examples is something very nice because you get the idea, okay, of what is a trap emotion, what's the emotion code, etc. Mark the singer. Okay, Mark was a professional singer and he was having difficulties recording in the last months. He kept saying his voice was not the same. He has obsessed with having a lump in his throat, for which he constantly received antibiotics from his medical doctors. I told him that we could try a different approach, and he agreed. The first emotion that came out was disgust from 6 months ago, related to his fiancée, and it was lodged in the larynx. When I asked him what happened 6 months ago, he burst into tears, saying that that was the time when he discovered she was cheating on him. At that time, he remembered that in the same period, he started having voice problems. After we released about 4 emotions related to that event, he was feeling way better. And the same day, he went into the studio and recorded flawlessly. So, you see, is what I was explaining. The trap emotions, this energy, it gets lodged in different parts of our body. This is an example that I love. This guy that was a singer, and the energy was vibrating here in the larynx, and he was having 4 trap emotions. And after Dr. Bradley released the trap emotions, he was able to sing again. So, and you see, he was having antibiotics and other things, and they were not helping him. So, this is so beautiful. Let's see. The damage trap emotions cause. Listen, this is very interesting. Trap emotions can cause you to make the wrong assumptions, overact to innocent remarks, misinterpret behavior, and short-circuit your relationships. Even worse, trap emotions can create depression, anxiety, and other unwanted feelings that you can't see to shake. They can interfere with the proper function of your body, of your body's organs and tissues, wreaking havoc with your physical health, causing pain, fatigue, and illness. Yet, no matter how great your suffering may be, the invisible energy of trap emotions will remain undiagnosed by conventional medicine, even though it may be a minor causative factor in your physical and emotional difficulties. To eliminate any kind of problem that has to do with your health or well-being, the underlying causes of the problem must be addressed. There are many powerful drugs that can relieve the symptoms or pain or disease. But when the drugs wear off, the symptoms often return because the underlying cause of the disease have not been dealt with. It is important for you to recognize and remove your over-trapped emotions before they cause more damage. You can live a much better life by getting rid of them. This book exposes the truth that trapped emotions are a significant hidden cause of much illness and suffering, both emotional and physical nature. So, releasing the trap emotions that we have, that is all this part of emotional baggage, it's so beneficial for your body. Let's see. Time heals all wounds. Perhaps not. Let's see what Dr. Brad says here. You have probably heard it said that time heals all wounds. But this is not necessarily true. You may think you have let go of all your emotional pain from prior relationships, and maybe you have had therapy to deal with it. It may seem like it's all behind you now, but your body may literally be inhabilitated by invisible energies of old emotions. These are wounds that time alone cannot and will not heal. They can influence the way you act and feel in your current relationships and may even cause you to sabotage them. In fact, the longer a trapped emotion remains in the body, the more likely it is to create emotional and physical pain for you. When a trapped emotion is released, a burden is literally lifted. In fact, people often experience a feeling of lightness upon the release of trapped emotions. Finding or releasing those trapped emotions, that is negative energy, can lead to bring change how you feel and behave in the choices you make and in the results you get. And most of the time, that newfound freedom and confidence starts to flow in automatically. Okay, I will tell you something. How many trap emotions we have? Oh, we have a lot. Because there are the normal trap emotions that you trap. But you can have absorbed trap emotions. Thank you for the heart. You can have absorbed trap emotions. You can have also prenatal. I mean, Dr. Brad will explain this, but I'm giving my point of view. You can have prenatal trap emotions. What is a prenatal trap emotion? You're born with that. It's something that your mom felt when she was pregnant from you, and you, like a little sponge inside your mom's womb, boom, you absorb that negative energy. Why? Because it was so intense, perhaps so traumatic for your mom. So you, as a baby, you absorb and you're born with that. When I work with my clients, there are two types of emotions that I love when they show up. One is prenatal and the others are inherited. Why? Because you were born with that. We carry those emotions all our life until we clean them. And inherited is similar because inherited trap emotions you inherited from your mom or your dad, but also mom and dad, perhaps they also inherited from someone else. And that someone else from other ones. So you inherited from your ancestors. Sometimes it's only from mom and dad, but sometimes this goes up like up and above 80 ancestors or something like that. So when you release the inherited trap emotions, it's beautiful. Why? Because you release the inherited trap emotions from yourself, from your dad or mom, from your ancestors. And if you have kids, because you have family, if they have trapped that inherited because you pass, when you're releasing yourself, it's gone also from your kids. And if you don't have family already, but you are planning to have family, they will not inherit that because you stop that. I mean, you cut the situation. So that's the reason I love when the inherited appears. I say like, oh yes, it's showing up. Okay, let's see. Another example, JC breakthrough performance. My 17-year-old son suffers from autism. And he is very shy, quiet, and previously wouldn't even answer the phone. Since having an emotion coach session, he has come out on his shield more and more. We went to the spring concert where his teacher chose him to perform the solo for the final. He got up on stage and sang along in the front of hundreds of people. My daughter and I sat and watched amazed. We were holding on to each other, and we both had tears running down our faces as we watched. Yes, he was nervous, but he did it. 1 year ago, this would have been unthinkable. He was opened up so much in the last few weeks. I have tried to explain the therapy to him, and he doesn't understand it, but it has had an amazing impact on him. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to experience the emotion called Richie. Okay, let's see. Seeing the impossible happen. This is the last example that I'm reading today. I wanted to share the story of one of my clients. He is a 60-year-old boy who was adopted internationally. He only weighs about 30 pounds, looks like her 2 or 3 years old, and his cognitive development test via mainstream testing at around 16 months. He received nothing but water during his first month of life. He barely interacted with those around him or with his environment, and he had not verbal skills. I had been working with him to help restore balance using naturopathic methods. His mother contacted me to say he had suddenly begun crying for 2 or 3 hours every morning. I asked permission to do an emotion coach session on him, and she really agreed. After a single session, he stopped having these crying jokes immediately and never had one after that. His parents share that he smiled more and seemed much more at ease of all times a day. We continue the emotion coach sessions and have seen amazing results, for which we praise God. The little boy began interacting with his family in ways he never had before. Now responds with appropriate actions when asked questions or given directions, and has actually begun trying to verbalize different things. Those are the big change, but he has had multiple other beneficial results. The emotion code. His parents had been told no one of these advancements were possible, but we know they obviously are. Being used as a tool that allows miracles to occur is a huge blessing in my life. I'm so thankful for the gift of the emotion code. Pamela. So this is so beautiful. I think this is a beautiful testimony. So with this, I finished reading today. Oh yeah, something I remember I wanted to say. To work with the person, when we do emotion code, for example, if when I work here in Periscope and I do energy healing sessions, and I select one volunteer to work and give like a free energy healing session, I ask permission. You need to give me your permission. The permission is, this is important, this. I need your permission. Your permission is your Wi-Fi connection. It's your name and your age. Why? Because we have free will, and to work with your energy, that's it. For me, it's important to have the permission. Of course, I can work with someone if he's not giving permission, but I will never do that. Why? Because what I say is, if you have something and you need to go to the doctor, you give the permission to the doctor to see you. Okay? So if you go to an energy healer, you need to give the permission for the energy healer, because perhaps the person, they don't want to heal, or they are not interested. So that's the free will, and we need to respect. But in this example, and in this case, obviously, if you have child and they are under 18 years old, you can give the permission and we can work with the child. Or if it's a family member that is very sick in the hospital, of course, you can give the permission. But in other way, no, we cannot do that. I mean, I don't work without permission. Oh, wow. Hello. I am very good. How are you today? I was reading the Motion Code book. All day is saying that he will be my fan. That's so nice. And that he will be back. And he will be following me in Instagram. Yeah. I will work with you. Remind me when you contact me that you ask me to work with you on sadness here in Periscope, and I will be very happy. So it was so beautiful working with you today, guys. Tomorrow I am doing energy healing session, and on Sunday I'm reading again the book. Have a beautiful night or a beautiful day. Bye-bye. Good night.